tonight I am going to carry on in our series, our educational series. I am Brandy Whitmire with the Brandy Whitmire Mortgage Team. I'm here in Dallas, but I lend nationwide. I am a direct lender, which means we service our loans, we offer our money. We are a broker, which means I have about 30 different other lenders that I can loan out to in case you have a funky or a weird situation or something that we need to take to another place. We're a banker, so we do correspondent and things like that. So what that means is we can basically do anything under the sun or that's available. And if I can't do it, probably no one can. But if not, I will find you the place that can and get you on the right path. So again, Brandy Whitmire here in Dallas, nationwide lender. And tonight I want to talk about the 5 Mythbusters, which there's many, so I had to break it down to 5, but 5 Mythbusters on VA financing, veteran financing, and why sellers and realtors should be accepting VA offers, because it's very, very frustrating for me whenever I hear a realtor or a seller say that they did not, thank you, Carrie, that they did not offer or accept an offer from a veteran because they have some misinformation about the way that VA loans are performed or the way they are done or the process that it takes. So, and you know, these are the people, the men and women that are on our front lines, and VA financing is a benefit for them for what they've done and their service. They don't get paid a lot. This is not like, this is one of the very, very small benefit that we can give them. And there are people out there, just because they have bad information, are not accepting these offers because, and then one of their very minimal gifts that they have because of bad information. So VA financing. I love VA financing, especially whenever I get to refinance a VA loan. It's awesome because it's so easy. Now, I want to first talk about why these myths are out there to begin with. Back in the day, back when I first started 18 years ago and up until maybe 10 or 15 years ago, VA loans were harder to get done. VA appraisals did take longer. There was some things out there and people that didn't know how to do VA financing that put kind of a bad taste in realtors and sellers' mouths and kind of give it, just a bad rap. But that's been gone for a long time. And I say a long time, probably since after the crash, when things have changed. Things are streamlined now. They got their stuff together. And, if you go to a lender especially someone who is a direct lender for VA, like we are, we work directly with the VA, with Jenny Mae. So then it's streamlined. It's really easy. It's super easy. One of the easiest loans that we do, which is kind of ironic. So that's the backstory on it. It used to be hard. It's not anymore. So here's one of the things. So some sellers will look at a VA offer or even a realtor and say, it's a 0 down loan. There's not very few loans out there that you can do 0 down, but VA financing is one of them. It doesn't mean that they all do, but you can. So, hey, they don't have any money. There's no skin in the game. They are not really invested. They could walk away at any time. So basically if they're putting 0 down, that means that they're a weak buyer, which is not true. Again, it's their right to put 0 down. Just like if you're living in a rural county or a rural area and you get USDA financing, you get 0 down. Does that mean that it's less of a buyer? No, likely not. In fact, it's probably a better buyer because some of these people are on fixed income. They've been educated through in the military. You know that these people are obviously responsible people who know how to get up every day and work. I mean, this is not a weak buyer. It's a strong buyer. It's exactly the opposite. So that's one thing that we hear a lot is, oh, no skin in the game, 0 down, must be a weak buyer. Completely false. Myth busted. First myth is busted. The second thing, and I actually hear this way a lot more from, funny is other lenders who don't do VA financing in realtors, is that VA loans are harder to get through underwriting, so therefore it takes VA loans longer to close. Not true at all. I mean, VA loans have some of the most VA guidelines are easier to get through than any other loan. I'm talking Fannie, Freddie, FHA, USDA, jumbo finance, like these other brokers or correspondents. These loans are there are ways to get around it because you're going directly to VA. So an underwriter basically has discretion on how the guidelines read. So, there are things that are cut and dry, but it's not true. VA loans are maybe some of the easiest guidelines that there are. Are there a lot of them? Yes, but that's why you have to go with a lender who understands VA. You have to go. There's a handbook. It's called 24-7. I've read that thing front and back. I know exactly. So there's not a problem that we can't get around. And we have the underwriters that work directly. We work directly with VA. So anyway, myth busted. VA loans do not take longer to close whatsoever. In fact, they're some of my fastest loans because my VA buyers are on top of it. I ask them for something, they get it to me. Maybe it has something to do with the military, right? Which goes back to the strong buyer. The third myth is that, which I hear more from sellers, is, oh, I heard that on VA loans, the seller is required to pay the fees. I don't even know what to say to that. That's not, nowhere does that say that. I don't even know why that would be an issue. Can they? Yes. Seller does not have to pay fees for veterans. Veterans don't even have to pay fees for veterans. A veteran can use, there's so much usually premium on VA financing that you can opt in for a higher rate and pay no closing costs at all. So again, the sellers having to pay for financing is erroneous. Sellers do not have to pay for financing or for the veteran fees. I'm sorry, or the closing costs or anything like that. The fourth myth I would like to bust tonight is that you can only have one VA loan. False. Just like with FHA, you can have more than one VA loan. You can't have more than one FHA loan. There are parameters and guidelines that we have to adhere to. However, with VA, it's all about your entitlement. So, and also with VA, it's about, going back to the fees. If you have more than 10% service-related disability, your guarantee fee is waived and you don't have mortgage insurance. I mean, it's a no-brainer loan for a veteran. I've had veterans call me and want to opt into a conventional or an FHA loan themselves because they themselves have heard erroneous facts about or erroneous information about VA loans. Okay, so you can't have more than one VA loan. The fifth is that VA appraisals are tougher than FHA or conventional, and they take longer. Again, wrong. VA appraisals come back just as quickly as conventional loans or FHA loans or a USDA loan appraisals. It's the same thing. It is a different pool of appraisers, but that's going to be based off of where the house is, but they take the same amount of time. They do not take any longer than any other appraisal. So those are my 5 myth busters for tonight. If you are a realtor or a seller, someone selling your home, I really want you to take this information to heart because and start to change the conversation, start to change the idea, because we depend on you to be out there and take a look at what you should be looking at is the lender. If you're getting a VA offer, just know it's more likely to be a strong buyer. It's going to be easier to get through underwriting. It does not take any longer to close. Your seller does not have to pay the fees. If they already have a VA loan, they can have another one. And the appraisals do not take longer and they are not tougher. So please keep all that in mind. If you have any questions at all about VA financing or any other financing, please hit me up in the comments, hit me up in the DM, email me, call me, text me, send a pigeon, whatever you need to do. I'm always here for you, and I will catch you next week. Thank you, guys.